All right. Could you tell me, please, how many cards you want? Please.
4.
Thank you. You sure? You don't want to just turn your whole hand in, honey?
No,
okay,
4.
Just 4. All right.
Hey, Archie, did you testify?
Yeah, I testified after Heidecker had been cross-examined for 6 hours. He was dead professionally, dead.
What do they need Wolfe for? I thought you were the one who met with her.
No. Wolfe didn't testify. I did. I was needed for Exhibit C, which was a brown silk necktie with little yellow curlicues.
That's what you're wearing, a brown silk necktie with yellow curlicues. Right there.
Boy, nothing gets by you, huh?
So, no, the big genius gives you one just like it? Did you hear that one? Just like it.
It's a cross to bear for him, I'll tell you. You know, to remind him of the dignity of man, to remind him never to be a schlampik anymore.
Schlampik. Would you please tell me what a schlampik is?
You know what a schlampik is? All right, I'll tell you what a schlampik is. A schlampik is a guy who leaves a necktie on a desk for a woman to get murdered with. That's a schlampik. But it's never going to happen again. Never. Not on my watch.
Anyway, so I'm glad I'm not going to be here tomorrow, I'll tell you that.
Tomorrow, what's happening tomorrow?
You'll read about it in the society pages.
You should have put your foot down, Archie. From a security standpoint, with all his enemies in New York, just let people walk in?
No, security is simple. You just don't let anyone in who's not wearing pearls.
Huh? So there's 2 ties? Is that...
Go to sleep. For you.
Okay. All right. Wait, I'm going to C to 5.
Fritz, now I respect your ability to conduct battlefield operations, but do you really need to set up tonight? Because as you can see,
Well, when he comes down in the morning, it would be reassuring to present an ordered front. You understand?
I understand, but it's... Fellas, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to call this after this round. We'll just, yeah. Right, Fritz?
I will prepare sandwiches. We have a wonderful ham.
Yeah, well, then I won't be there. What? Saul, back me up on this.
I'm fine with the ham.
What is he, an anti-Semite?
Mr. Cohen, I'm Swiss.
Okay.
Your coat?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
No, madam, I doubt you could grow a Militonia in your living room. What's this? No, you don't want to rest your fur on the plant. That's not very nice. Someone else's much better.
More pleasant. Smile.
If you could keep the fur off of the
Thank you. Thank you.
Brasso?
No, that's, Leila. Lelia. Yes. Gonna freeze on my face. Yeah, I was just dreaming about you.
Oh. Could I have a drink?
Rye, scotch, bourbon, whiskey.
Sure.
There you are.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
didn't I need that? I'm a baboon. I don't know how they ever taught me to talk. Look at my handshake.
You do seem a little upset.
Oh my God, I'm in a fix now. I'm one seared baboon. I'm through being a crook. When we're done with this, Mark, I'm gonna get a job at Macy's. Or I'll marry a truck driver.
You're a crook? Doesn't show.
I just stood there staring at him, thinking I wouldn't have noticed him if he hadn't had a hat on. And then he looked at me. He saw it in my eyes.
What? So what? What do you...
That I'd seen him. That day at Doris's new apartment. And the next day she was dead. I just fell all to pieces. Mrs. Orwin out there, she asked me what the matter was.
Sorry. Mrs. Orwin, she is... What, the current Mark? Are you working her with a partner?
That's all finished now.
Oh, right, yeah. You're gonna marry a truck driver or get a job at Macy's. Anyway, this guy that scared you here today, what does he have to do with your friend Doris? Was he her bank account or something like that?
I don't know, I never met him. But he had a key, and she wasn't expecting anyone, so I mumbled something and left. Her maid found her the next morning. The paper said she'd been killed the day before. That man killed her. And I didn't open my mouth. I was a lousy coward.
Cynthia Brown had only said Doris, but with the context, that was enough. At the time it happened some 6 months ago, the paper had given it a big play, of course. Doris Hatton had been strangled with her own scarf with the Declaration of Independence printed on it. The scarf had been left around her neck, knotted at the back. The cops had never even gotten within a mile of a suspect, and Pearlie Stebbins told me that they had never even found out who's paying her rent. Listen, there's one thing you haven't told me. This guy you're talking about? What's his name?
I don't know. I gotta talk to Nero Wolfe.
All right, listen. We're gonna have to start here at the beginning. What's your name?
I used Evelyn Carter in Paris once.
Oh, that's lovely. What's your name now? Oh, for God's sake. You gave your name at the door.
Cynthia Brown. I have to talk to Nero Wolfe.
Well, you gotta talk to me first. See? Because Yes.
Yes, you've disappeared. This has become a nightmare. Get up here immediately.
Listen, as Mr. Wolfe, he needs me upstairs for protection. Apparently, he didn't realize that there'd be women in the Manhattan Flower Club. So look, I'll give him these details. Maybe he'll be interested. Can you tell me what he looks like? Anything.
I can't. I have to wait until Wolfe... It's not you. I know you're all right.
Sure, as long as I'm buying drinks.
No. No, this is the first time in years that I've talked to a man just straight, you know. Human. I've enjoyed it very much.
Well, I have too. Listen, you can call me Archie, and I'll call you Evelyn Cynthia Carter Brown. Now, you just you stay calm and everything. There's some more bourbon right there in the drawer, and you just wait here, and I'll be right back. I had by no means swallowed a single word of Cynthia's story, but I was no longer interested in rushing the flower lovers home. I found the 3 Cynthia had been with, a female and 2 males, over by the odontoglossum bench. Excuse me. You're Mrs. Orwin?
Yes.
Yes, I'm Archie Goodwin. I work here. Miss Brown...
My sister.
I guess you are?
Colonel Brown, Percy Brown.
So, it was a brother and sister act. He wasn't a bad brother for her at all. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyway, she said to say that she wasn't feeling well and that she went home. All right, I gave her a drink. It made her feel a little bit better, but she went home.
You should have just handed her the bottle.
Perhaps you should go see about her, Colonel.
I don't think so, Mimi. You heard the man. She's quite healthy.
Calling that overweight pearl and mink proprietor Mimi must have been a strain even for an experienced con man. I moved on. At 5:30, the guests got the idea all at once. The time was up. I don't have a Geiger counter for crooks, but I've had hunches, and it would be something for my scrapbook if I picked the killer of Doris Hatton.
You there. What do you call the color of these sepals?
That would be yellow. Oh, sorry about that, Chief. Yeah, listen, we're checking people out as well as in. What's your name? please. Give this gentleman your name.
Don't be ridiculous.
Tail?
What happened?
Stop! So, yeah, get by the front door, make sure nobody leaves, and make sure Dr. Vollmer can come in. Right.
I want to go home. We have an appointment. These horrible men won't let us leave.
My name is Carlisle, Homer M. Carlisle. I'm Executive Vice President of North American Foods Company. Now, my wife was acting merely on impulse. She opened the door and entered.
Shut up, food man! Flower lovers! A distinguished group of sincere and devoted gardeners? Phooey! Saul!
Yes, sir.
Are you armed?
Yes, sir.
Put these people in the front room. Keep them there. Make sure no one touches anything around the door, especially the knob. Archie, is Vollmer here?
Yes, sir.
Homer, they can't make us stay here, can they?
This is unheard of. I won't put...
Come on, get going.
Oh, my God, he's got a gun. Oh, my God, there's guns in here.
Nice and easy. Let's go.
Strangling? Finger marks?
No. A constricting band. Something soft, like a strip of cloth. Say a scarf.
I could account for half the female guests here.
You didn't notify the police?
I need a word. Private.
Has the doctor called to the scene? I have to stay.
Go into the corner.
Cover your ears.
Look, I was here, and she came in, and she was either scared good or put on a very good act. Now, you remember the Doris Hatton case?
I do.
She saw the person who did the strangling. She said he was here today, and she wanted you to help get the guy.
She was not my client.
I realize you dislike complications, and therefore you probably want to scratch this whole thing, right? But she touched a soft spot by telling me she enjoyed my company, and I preferred to be open to the cops.
You are feeling rancor.
If I could remember what it meant, I'd feel it.
All right, call the police then. Tell them everything.
Confound it!
Wolfe was pathetic. There's only one spot on Earth where he is ever completely comfortable, but he couldn't sit there without seeing smack in front of him the object on the floor. This is Archie Goodwin calling. Could you please send somebody over to Nero Wolfe's residence? We got a dead body over here.
No, I'm sorry, sir. You cannot leave.
I cannot leave.
No, Mr. Wolfe's order.
Ah! Oh, my God.
Damn fool, if you'd gotten out, Saul would have winged you.
Guilt. The compression became unbearable and he exploded. I've been watching him. I'm a psychiatrist.
Oh, well, good for you. You know, why don't you go back inside and watch the rest of them there? As a matter of fact, there's a wall mirror. You can watch yourself.
Archie. If I am to stand by the door and attack people as they leave, how will he eat?
Nuts! Company's coming, sent by the police.
Yes, I know, but I have to be in the kitchen.
Nuts! Excuse me, Fritz. I'm very sorry, but I'm a little upset. You see, I just strangled a young woman.
Nuts.
Well, I might as well have.
Ah, where you going? Everybody back. Come on, let's go. Everybody.
Where's the body this time? In my opinion, Inspector Kramer made a mistake. Just like Wolfe, he heard my whole conversation with Cynthia Brown word for word. But Wolfe heard the fact, and Kramer didn't. All Kramer heard was the name Doris Hatton. As soon as he did, he got excited, ordered her file, a background check on Colonel Brown, and a rush on all the lab orders. But that wasn't a mistake. That came later.
I would like to say something. Go ahead. My duties are to this household, but I cannot help hearing what reaches my ears. This disturbance is unnecessary. Many times Mr. Wolfe has found answers that were too hard for you. And now this has happened right in his house. It should be left to him.
Wolfe tell you to say that?
Ah, pay no attention, Fritz. We still have plenty of ham left?
Yes, sir.
Good. Sandwiches, then. For us, for the guests in the front room, but not for the police. The police shall receive no sandwiches!
Yes, sir. But sweetbreads. But it's a waste.
No, I know. It can't be helped. Nothing we can do.
Oh.
We'll have to dispose of them.
Do you mind, Wolfe? I'm running an investigation.
You are? Proceed!
You, Panzer. You checked the guest list. How complete was it?
It's complete and accurate. 219 people between 2 and 5:30 p.m. Not all at once. They came and went.
Yeah, and this woman, Mrs. Carlisle, she come screaming out of the office. How come you didn't see her go in?
I was watching Archie talking to a man. Archie asked the man his name. The man stormed out. It was Malcolm Vetter.
How did you know what his name was?
I checked him in.
You saw him once.
I was working the door. I did my job.
I don't believe you.
Mr. Wolfe does. Archie does.
Mr. Kramer, by this time, you should know that Mr. Panzer is an exceptional man.
You know what I think is exceptional? Goodwin's habit of talking to women in here who end up dead. Stebbins, go get a man and pick up Vetter. You got it. Panzer, you stick around.
Ordinarily, Wolfe would be doing something quite different at this hour, at this table. The whole situation had allowed Kramer not just to claim a beachhead in the brownstone, but to completely invade it. And Kramer knew it.
Goodwin's story. I mean, the girl's story. What do you think?
Well, I doubt that she would have arranged for her murder just to corroborate her story.
Yeah, what do you know about the murder of Doris Hatton?
Newspaper reports what Mr. Stebbins told Mr. Goodwin casually.
Yeah, there's no doubt the girl was set up. We got that far. But we never saw her bankroll going or coming. Not enough to give a description. The damn self-service elevators are worse than walk-ups for checking evidence. If you're not interested, Wolfe, I'm talking to hear myself.
I am interested.
How many of the 219 were men?
A little more than half.
I hate it.
I take it, Mr. Kramer, that what has occurred to me has not occurred to you.
Naturally. You're a genius.
It's something Mr. Goodwin said. I would like to consider it a little.
We could consider it together.
No, I have guests in the front room. Let's dispose of them first.
Oh, by all means. Let's attend to your guests.
And so we began to entertain the guests. It was a parade straight out of an Agatha Christie novel. Kramer began alphabetically with the Colonel Brown.
I will answer any question you have with relation to what I've seen or heard here this afternoon. Any other question, I'm sorry.
I work homicide. Any other questions, I'm not interested.
I thought my wish to see Nero Wolfe's globe would link me to such...
Link? Don't say link.
Everything is relative, Homer. There would be no presence if there were no absence.
Oh, my God. Hear that?
I'm sorry, Inspector. I really can't help you.
Oh, you're sorry.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Give me your serial number now, Colonel?
The man who killed Doris Hatton and Cynthia Brown will not be vulnerable to police methods.
I thought it best not to leave them alone with her. She kept giving them money.
Had you ever seen Cynthia Brown before this?
Of course she hadn't. Now, isn't that enough?
Sit down.
It was only $5,000.
I'm sorry, I can't help.
Didn't we see these statues when we were in Italy?
While psychiatric techniques cannot produce any actual evidence, there's an excellent chance that I can tell you who the strangler is.
I just can't help you, Inspector.
They have the same kind of statues there as they have here. But I'm sure these are imitations.
You want us to bring all the men that were here today to your office?
Mm-hmm. Not all at once. one by one.
Well, excuse me, Doctor, but I'm afraid that just won't work out.
Nice try, Doc. Take 2 pills, call yourself in the morning.
What do you got, Ralph?
We're all done in there. There's nothing in Wolf's desk.
My desk. You rifled my desk.
We were careful, especially with the contents of your drawers. How do you want to leave the office?
Seal it.
No.
Yeah. We'll see tomorrow. What's up next? They brought in Vetter yet?
You would seal it.
It's routine.
That's a lie.
When a woman is murdered in there for the second time, after a talk with Goodwin, for which we have his word, and his word alone, for the second time, I say sealing it is routine.
I will tell you what it is, Mr. Kramer. It is the malefic spite of a sullen little soul with a crabbed and envious mind. It is the childish rancor of a primacy too often challenged. It is the feeble wriggle.
It's sealed! It's sealed. Bring me Vetter.
As I said, Kramer made a mistake. Wolfe spends 300 nights a year in that room. We don't just work there, we live there.
Archie?
I had thought Vetter was worth a good look, but after Kramer's third question, I stopped looking. He was an actor, no wonder he attracted attention.
I didn't even know her, damn it all. I was simply here to look at orchids. Thank you.
Is that imported in?
Georgia. Pigs fed on peanuts and acorns. Cured to Mr. Wolf's specifications.
Smells good.
Tastes even better.
I mean, can you imagine strangling a beautiful woman? It would be the worst of all. Strangling would be like Othello.
Get him out of here. Let's go, Mr. Vetter. Huh? Yeah.
Don't be discouraged, Kramer. All you gotta do is find out who strangled Doris Hatton, and you got him, you know? We've only been working on that for, what, 5 months?
A girl is murdered in your office and you make jokes?
No.
We're leaving. Everybody out. We got Brown.
Where did you get that sandwich?
And I want to put a tail on the Orwins.
I said no sandwiches for you.
That's right. Give me this, see? Here's your sandwich. A while ago, you said something had occurred to you?
Did I?
If Wolfe had something, anything at all, he knew damn well Mr. Kramer would trade the seals on the office doors for it. And Kramer knew he could offer that deal with nothing to lose. But they were both too stubborn. I restrained an impulse to knock their heads together. Wolfe had no choice but to be in it. As for me, even though I knew Cynthia Brown was dead from the minute she laid eyes on the strangler, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd played her into his hands.
We have had sufficient indications of his character. Consider it. He has killed her, but he does not know what she said to you. With that question unanswered, would a man of his character leave the house, or would he risk remaining to see what happened?
The answer I get is he would stick around, which means he was interviewed in the dining room by Kramer. He was one of the people. Is that the thing which occurred to you?
No, by no means. That's a different matter. This is a calculation for a starting point, and if it is sound, I know who the murderer is.
Oh, wonderful. Should I get him on the phone?
No. I wish to test the calculation.
And so do I.
But I hesitate.
You do? Why?
The only test I can contrive to my satisfaction would expose you to great personal risk.
Oh. Since when have you flinched in the face of danger to me?
Now, the danger is extreme.
You know, so is the fixture in, by the way. The office is sealed, and inside is the book you're reading. Okay, let's hear the test. Describe it. Give me 99 chances in 100.
The decision is yours. Bring the typewriter from your bedroom. and the Manhattan telephone directory from mine. Place them in the dining room. Call Saul. Tell him to be here at 9 in the morning.
You know, whatever you need to get typed, I can do that up in my room.
No, I wish to type it myself.
Of course, I had to put the paper in for him, but he sat there pecking away. I'd hate to have to figure out the rate. As you doubtless know, this note pertains directly to the untimely fate of Cynthia Brown. She told me enough this afternoon so that I knew who to send this to. I don't know the right thing to do. If you phone me tomorrow between 9 o'clock and noon, we can make an appointment to talk. Yours truly. I admit it's nifty, but if you plan on sending this note to everybody on the list, then I should do
I prefer to send it to only one person.
Thrifty, saved on postage.
I don't want to minimize the risk of this, Archie.
Well, then I'll have to borrow a gun from Saul. Ours are in the office. Let me have the envelope. Is it flummery?
No, no flummery.
But it's not very convenient. You see, I can't come down there right now, Lieutenant Ratcliffe. I know. Well, I'm waiting for a call. Who was that at the door?
Another reporter.
Oh. We still on for even money?
I said 5 to 3, and I meant 5 to 3.
Is that why you originally asked for 2 to 1?
What is 5 to 3?
That the call comes in before noon. I offered him even money. Well, as the players can't come to terms, all bets are off. Nero Wolfe's office, Archie Goodwin speaking.
Mr. Goodwin,
Yes?
you sent me a note.
Yeah, I don't recognize the voice.
This is my other voice.
Oh, you got 2?
Are you available this evening?
I can wriggle free?
Drive to a lunchroom at 51st 11th Avenue. Arrive at 8 o'clock. Alone, of course. I won't be there, but you'll get a message.
I still don't recognize the voice. I don't think it was you I sent the note to.
Yes. It's good, isn't it?
Who was that?
Search me.
Well, let's go tell the genius I got a date.
Well, I'm not surprised to hear that, Archie. The call verifies our calculations, but that's all. We need this meeting to establish proof. It will be dangerous, therefore we must consider all the contingencies.
The Strangler would have felt honored by the way we spent the rest of the day. We devoted ourselves to considering all the contingencies. We might just as well have spent the day playing pool. With the other guy making the rules, no one gets very far. Not even Nero Wolfe.
Are you sure it's loaded?
Thinks you're gonna ask if I got my rubbers on. Saul arrived on time, masquerading as a passenger in a troubled cab so as not to scare my date. Wolfe had insisted that he come and keep his eyes and ears open. However, if I got into my car and drove off, Saul was not to follow unless I cranked down my window. Delivering the notes was a handy arrangement for guaranteeing I went to our date unattached. I had to resist rolling down the window and waving goodbye to Saul. I was flying solo on this one. At 52nd Street, I saw a black sedan pull away from the curb. I didn't get the license number until we stopped at 38th Street.
Give me the notes. Here we are. Follow me.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Hold it! I haven't explained it yet. Okay, we gotta tie you up in that chair and leave. And then he comes in and you talk, and then he leaves, and then we come back and cut you loose.
What if I just walked out right now?
Then we still get paid and you don't have your little talk.
All right, well, listen, if you're gonna tie me up in that chair, you better make it loose in case there's a fire or something. I can get out. There's a C-note in my breast pocket.
C-note, shut up and sit down.
Got his choice.
How about we take a nice little walk down to the 14th precinct?
And do what?
Well, you got me there. Okay.
Excuse me, more trouble.
Tie me loose, in case there's a fire.
curious about something. Why didn't she scream or put up a fight?
What did she tell you?
She told me about that day at Doris Hatton's apartment. She was going out, you were coming in.
She's dead. You can't prove anything.
Then why are you wasting the best disguise I've ever seen?
You told Nero Wolfe.
No. Well, I did. Well, I'm just fed up with this detective business, I'll tell you that. So I'm thinking of getting out of it. And I've got something that's worth something to you for, say, $50,000. Be a good deal.
I don't see how I could get what I paid for.
Oh, no. Well, you could if you don't want me on your neck for the rest of your life. I certainly don't want you on my neck.
Yeah, I suppose you don't.
No, so.
I suppose I gotta pay you.
Well.
You're working your hand loose.
Oh, no, I'm just getting comfortable.
You're working your hand loose.
Oh, no.
Working your hand loose. Working your hand.
No, now listen, you gotta stop what you're doing. Stop
hand
it.
loose.
Hold it. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Hold on.
You're working your hand loose.
No, I'm not working my hand loose. I gotta just tell you about something that you're gonna be very interested in. It's a note from Nero Wolfe to you. It's in my pocket right here. Yes, right inside. That's it. Now, it should say...
Shut up! Mr. Goodwin is not home by midnight. The information he gave me about Cynthia Brown will go immediately to the police.
That's right, but you're still okay, see, because Nero Wolfe doesn't expect the money until 6 o'clock tomorrow. No later. But I realize you may not be able to get the funds in time, so you could write an IOU or something on the back of that. I got a pen on my left hand.
You think I'm such a fool?
Either we got you cornered or we don't. Now, what difference is it gonna make? Before, he was gonna kill me. Now, he only hated me. I guess that was better.
You said 24 hours. That gives me till tomorrow.
I nearly cracked my head using my brains. If the killer got back home and took the disguise off, we didn't have a thing.
Time your watch say?
8:29.
At 9:30, not before. Untie his left hand.
Don't take it.
Why, it's covered in joints?
Hey, he's worth 10 grand to you. 10 grand.
Nonsense!
Give me my 20.
You want to know who he is? You want to know who he is? This is Mrs. Homer Carlyle. Mrs. Homer Carlyle. That's who this is.
Mrs.? Did you say Mrs.?
Hey, we can find that out easy enough.
Don't touch me!
What'd you say about this 10 grand? It's yours.
Oh, she got me in the leg.
Well, I hope you're satisfied. You and Goodwin get your pictures in the paper again. I get my nose wiped. You know, I can't prove that Cynthia Brown described Mrs. Carlyle to Goodwin, but I know she did. And I want you to know that I knew that he knew it. And I know it.
The trouble is, you can't prove you're right, and I can't prove you're wrong.
Oh, yes, you can. If she hadn't described her to Goodwin, how did you pick her to send that blackmail note to?
There were only 2 women who remained until the body had been discovered. Obviously, it couldn't have been Mrs. Orwin with her physique.
Oh, quit stalling. How did you know it was a woman?
Oh, that. Well, it was there for you to find if you'd listened.
To what?
Miss Brown told Mr. Goodwin she wouldn't have recognized him if he hadn't had a hat on.
Wolfe, I'm asking you nice.
She used the masculine pronoun him because it had been a man who had called at Doris Hatton's apartment that October day. She saw a man in my plant room that afternoon.
So what?
Almost every woman there wore a hat. None of the men did. Fritz took their hats at the door, so it was a woman. Simple, easy.
I don't believe it.
I would have been glad to tell you if you had not acted so irresponsibly in sealing my office. There were, of course, also the obvious things you missed in the Hatton case. It was a sound presumption that she had been killed by a jealous wife. Who else would have been able to secure a duplicate key to the door? Nuts! The jealousy demonstrated by using an article of the victim's clothing. Various other things, Mr. Kramer. So...
see you. Okay, all right, thank God. And I'll, raise you 2.
2 whole dollars?
There you go. Her 5.
Ah, hell, I was only tied up and shot at by a psycho.
That's right. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor bullet wounds shall keep this man from his appointed game.
I don't get why you didn't follow the march. He could have been killed.
That's right, and you would have been over here first thing in the morning measuring my desk.
Mr. Wolfe gave explicit instructions.
So you went home, left him with a psycho.
I followed the instructions.
Some genius.
Thank you, Fritz. Which is why you will never sit in my chair. To put it in the words of a genius, my self-esteem had been injured, and I was filled with rancor. See, I had to go